then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. The consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is…
Yeah, wisdom. And every time I see him on TikTok, I'll watch the whole video.
That was amazing, dude. No, that was great. That's gonna be perfect.
Ready for the video?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Conscious practice. What's conscious? This is Vish and
Carmel,
and today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
what is the biggest threat to our lives?
My name is Vish. I'm an aspiring yogi, love all things meditation, wisdom, and yoga based. Super grateful to have
Carmel.
On the show. Want to introduce yourself?
I'm a civil engineering major from a small town in Dallas.
Cool. Thanks for being here. Do you happen to know a guy named Sadhguru by any chance?
I don't think so.
Okay. And what do you think the biggest threat to our lives is right now?
Our eating habits.
Okay. I love that you share that because actually the video is going to talk about something very similar and connecting to that. So with that,
let's get into the video.
We are talking about climate change, carbon emissions, and global warming and various other aspects. But we are not addressing soil. Soil is the habitat upon which zillions of lives thrive. Once there is no richness in soil, then you have forsaken the planet in many ways. Every responsible scientist in the world and the UN agencies are clearly saying we have only 80 to 100 harvests left. That means approximately 45 to 50 years of agricultural soil left on the planet. By 2045, we will be producing 40% less food than what we are producing right now, and our populations will be 9.3 billion people. The food shortages that could manifest in the next 25 years, the consequences of that is unimaginable. Civil wars will unfold across the world once there is food shortage. What we are facing now is soil extinction. Why is soil becoming extinct? Where is it going away? What is happening to our soil? We must understand, if you add organic content to sand, sand will turn into soil. If you remove all organic content from the soil, soil will become sand. In normal agricultural soil, the minimum organic content should be between 3 to 6%. The most minimum is 3%. At least this minimum to keep the soil alive, to keep the soil as living soil is a must. Agricultural soils across the world, the depletion is so heavy, in most countries, more than 50% of the topsoil is already gone in the last 100 years. The nutrient levels have dropped significantly. The level of micronutrients you would get from your food in early 20th century to what you are getting from the same food now has dropped 90%. If you ate one orange in 1920s, what you got from it, now in 2020, if you have to get the same, you will have to eat 8 oranges. This is what we have done to our food.
Soil is the biggest ecosystem on the planet, and so few people know anything about it. 1 teaspoon of healthy soil probably contains more microbes than there are people on Earth.
The microbial life in the first 12 to 15 inches of topsoil is the basis of our existence. It is this magic beneath our feet which has produced the life that we are. This first 12 to 15 inches of soil is the basis of life for 87% of life on this planet, including you and me.
We have to begin to recognize that what we call our soil, Mother Earth, is a living organism.
Open soils, ripped open by plowing, open to sunlight, is the basis of destruction of microbial life. So the focus should be on agriculture, the focus should be on seeing that land is under shade as much as possible. Some kind of shade, grasses, herbs, bushes, trees. Conscious Planet is launching SAVESOIL movement to bring about a policy change to regenerate soil. As a part of this, I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers, a lone motorcycle journey, 30,000 kilometers across 24 nations to activate support from the citizenry to assure the governments long-term investments will be appreciated. So it's extremely important that soil regeneration is enshrined in the policy of every government on the planet. We must change the narrative on the planet that soil is a wealth, a legacy we have received from previous generations, and we have to pass it on as living soil for future generations. We are in a cusp of time. If you do the right things now, in the next 15 to 25 years, we can significantly turn this situation around and regenerate the soil. But if we allow this to progress like this for another 30 to 40 years, after 40 years if we attempt this, then it could take 150 to 200 years because that much loss of biodiversity would have happened. From 21st of March for 100 days, the whole world, every human being on the planet should talk soil. We must hear the word soil, save soil everywhere to see that the narrative on the planet changes towards the most vital aspect of our life, the soil. Each one of you should reach as many people as you can to make this happen. Many global leaders and influencers are already participating in the movement. Be a part of this and let us make it happen.
From my part, as much as I can contribute.
We're going to save the soil. Do your part.
And saving the soils.
Our future, our children's future, and our planet's future depend on it.
Save the soil.
We know what we must do, so let's make it happen.
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 So Carmel, first thoughts on the video?
I agree with it, and I have seen this guy before, but he wasn't talking about soil. He's talking more about I'd say things that have
Wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom. And you know, every time I see him on TikTok, I'll watch the whole video. But yeah, I do agree because my mom, for the most part, has shown me like how important growing your own crops and stuff is. She grows this stuff. She grows plants in the backyard to use to eat in the kitchen all the time. And
how would you compare those to like the ones from the store, the vegetables that she grows?
I'd say they do taste a little better, but it's not as convenient because, you know, like the video said, soil isn't as good, and also it takes a lot longer for you to reap what you sow. And so compared to to how you can just go to the grocery store and grab the food, growing it in your backyard could take months, and even then, like,
that's convenient.
Yeah, pests can destroy your crops, and you might come up with nothing. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that perspective here. And I'm curious, with that being said, when you hear the words climate change, what are the first things that you usually hear?
I think of increasing average climate and average temperature. And
global warming?
Yeah, essentially.
Have you ever heard of soil before being actually one of the main contributing factors to the environmental decline?
I have not, no.
So how do you feel now after watching this video with what you've learned?
I feel a little more informed, and you know, take what my mom says into more consideration, you know, and I'll try to do my part. And you know, whenever I have my own home or whatever, I'll grow crops compared to, you know, going to the store. And
so that way you're more conscious too, right, with what you eat and what you do. Any favorite parts from the video that stuck out to you?
When he was talking about like how much of the soil has to do, like the first 15 to 20 inches is very vital to 87% of the population. That was really interesting to me.
Yes, 100%. And I honestly personally connected with the line which was about the oranges. And I know you'd mentioned before like how food you think is like the main, potentially the biggest threat to the world in terms of how the food is. And I think that directly connects to what he said with regards to oranges, because as he says, like literally oranges from the 1920s, like one of that is equal to 8 of the ones now. And so it goes to show how, you know, low the nutrients have become. Any views on that?
I do. I feel like if the content of foods were as they were before, I feel like we'd be able to, if we were able to produce those fruits or foods at the scale that we are now, I feel like that would help with hunger, I feel like, because if you're getting more from less, you can give more to more people. You could you could essentially feed more people with less, if that makes sense.
That's a great perspective too. I never even thought about it that way. So I want to thank you so much for taking this time. You did awesome here. Great points here, great insights. Would love to hear what you all thought about this greatest threat to our lives. In this case, it being soil. Let us know what your views are in the comments down below. Also, if you have any other video reaction requests or topics or guests that you want to see on the show, you can also comment down below. With that, make a great day. Take this joyfully and stay conscious. You did awesome. Thank you so much, man.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.